Hello, Serge here from the backyard driving range. All right, we have a question that came into customer service, and this one is from Ross Bradfield, and Ross goes on to say, Don, this 79-year-old much enjoyed Sunday session with you. Ross came to one of our Sunday sessions when Doc and I were doing golf schools. Doc was doing fittings and a few lessons, and because he's a certified instructor also, and we were doing golf schools in Australia. And so Ross came to the school, and I'll just premise this by saying Ross has been playing golf a long, long time, and he's got a pretty good golf swing, and he's taken a lot of lessons over the years, read a lot of books, and probably has an extensive library. And so, man, he was like the question machine during the golf school. And as you're going to see what he says here, he forgot to ask a big important one that was there while he was there. But as anybody who comes to golf school taking lessons from me, I am not fearful of questions. And if you ask me a question and I don't know the answer, I will go out and find out the answer and get it back to you. Okay? But fortunately, I don't run into too many of those because I've studied with a lot of experts in physiology and science, and so usually I can give you a good answer. But as I said, if I don't know it, I'll go find out for you and get back to you. So again, Ross says, I know that faults can be caused by many factors. Absolutely. Because in many cases, and I think I said it in the Foundations Manual or maybe in my first book, what I tell somebody, say, to stop a slice, it might not help somebody else slicing. So it's just like medicine. Different symptoms and things can happen for different people. And so you got to look at each one individually. Just because what a pro told you to stop a slice or a hook doesn't mean you can go and tell that to a friend who's doing the same thing. It might help him, it might not. All right, so I know that faults can be caused by many factors. I meant to ask, along with my 100 other questions, how PPGs helped avoid hitting off the back foot. Is it the bump? Is it, in my case, with not enough lift, downswing tempo out of too short a backswing? Ross had it extremely. He was actually too short. He was only like basically barely getting above his waist. Put it another way, how do you best get onto the front foot without swinging forward? I know you are busy, but I look forward to staying in touch. Thanks and regards, Ross Bradfield. Okay, it could be one of I could say 100 different issues, but I'm going to say right off the bat, most often than not, one of the biggest problems is aiming to the right. If you're a right-hander, aiming to the left for a left-hander. Because if you're trying to hit a golf ball, and this is the aiming line, so to speak, towards the camera, all right? That's almost dead on. And you are aiming to the right, this would be parallel, all right? And if you are aiming to the right, now I'm going to use this arrow here, because it's more discernible, and therefore aiming over there, as you can see, this is coming all the way out from here. So once you aim to the right, and you're trying to hit the ball relatively straight to a target, right? Because that's the key. I can aim this far right all day and hit the ball to the target. If I'm going to stand in here and I'm going to make sure that I make a swing, either A, with the club face closed, or keep the club face square and hit out to the right and over-release it to the target to make it hook back. If I want to hook it back, I could be aimed, even with certain clubs, you give me a 7 and I can aim 40 yards right and hook it back to the target all day. That's easy. And conversely, if I wanted to, I could go the other way here and have it come out and aim to the left, and I can slice it. But I can't slice a 7-iron 40 yards, but probably not even 30 yards, 20 yards. But I can certainly slice a high lofted golf club, because the more loft a club has, and the less the ball rolls up the face, the more it goes across the face, is going to put more spin when you cut across it. Conversely, with wedges through the 7-irons, the clubs have a bigger face that you can get over and on top of the ball and smother it more to get big hook. But I can slice just by aiming to the left and just making sure that I hold on and under release like this. So like I've done in lessons and stuff, I tell folks, if I set up the way you set up, I can hit the same shots you hit. All right? But since I choose to hit good shots relatively straight, I set up correctly. So alignment is the number one issue, I think, that we can put on there, because we know that, as I've said, 90 to 95% of all swing problems arise out of alignment. All right? So if I'm aiming to the right, if I start swinging and I'm transferring my weight down this toe line here, it would be like this now, and I'm going to hit the ball dead straight to the right. But since I'm trying to hit a dead straight shot, Why? Because most people want to hit the ball relatively straight. In all the lessons I've ever given, all the golf schools I've done, all the clinics I've done, I've never had somebody say to me, hey, Serge, I want you to teach me to hit a 30 or 40-yard draw. That's all I want to play is a 30, 40-yard draw. I want to play a 30, 40-yard slice. Ironically, though, when I'm giving a lesson or school or doing a school with somebody, and I got a person hitting a 25, 30-yard banana ball, I go up to them and I says what I say all the time. Do you know that you're aiming way left? Oh yeah, I know I'm aiming way left. I said, well, why are you aiming way left? Remember, these are surgites. They're on a site. They know about parallel. I said, well, why are you aiming way left? Well, because I'm playing for my slice. Oh, okay, that makes sense. Do you want a slice? Heck no, man. I want to hit the ball straight like you, or even a little bit of a draw. Well, I got big news for you, sir, ma'am. If you don't want it, then don't play for it. Because if you play for it, you got to have it. So realistically, I'll actually go to the radical on that, and I'll say, hey, if you want to get rid of that, that slice, just go over here and aim 30 yards to the right, and I guarantee it won't take you long to start pulling it and even hitting a draw, or maybe even hitting a big hook. And then hopefully you come back and you find the middle. And what's the middle? The middle is getting back to square. So alignment is one of the biggest problems, without a doubt. Another big problem is let's say you're getting your feet down correctly, all right, but instead you have your upper body open. And where does that come from? That comes from folks standing over here and they get their backside too high. So from this view it'd be like this. Again, their shoulders are going to be aiming way to the left of these lines. And they get their back arm high. So they are not in the master setup position, all right, which is the right arm below the left, so we can make a consistent turn, show arms at the level so the club can go up vertical. What happens if the right arm is too high, the club comes back and come out slightly outside almost every time and shut, and then you get to a point here where the right arm is on top of the left arm and it can't go up until you have to do some sort of flip to get them level. But the later you are in the swing and the more weight and momentum that the club has developed, once you flip it, guess where it happens? It flips and it's not flipping to vertical, it's flipping to laid off deep and inside. Okay, and then once you get deep and inside, then you're going to come back outside in. And guess what? When all of that happens, on both of those cases that I just discussed, either aiming to the right or whatever, once you come around and this arm hits your body because you're having to pull the club this way, or when your shoulders are crossed and you come this and you're coming around flatter that way, once this arm hits your chest, guess what it starts to do? It starts to pull you backwards. All right? So alignment itself can do it, and any kind of rotational vertical swinging that you get too deep or whatever and you come around, when your arm starts hitting your body, or you got the old concept of keep your head down until you see a divot. And I still see, as much as I preach that, I still run into a lot of surgites who take practice swings and they're like this and they're still like that when they finish. And where's everything happening? It just collapses around your body, right? Because once your body starts moving because your head's staying down too long, even if you're not really trying to do it, but it's still happening, and not trying to hit down on it, but you're just not coming up fast enough. Well, when that happens, once your arm goes this far and your left arm cannot straighten out like we do in a swing where they all straighten out, once you can't get that straightening out, the left arm starts breaking this way, and it's just pulling everything with it, and that's probably the three biggest causes to reverse weight shifting. Other than, I'll give you one last one, too wide a stance. Because now when you try to shift your weight, you can't get all the way to your left side, so your front leg is, you're starting off looking like a triangle, all right, opposing angles, and so then it's going to push you back too. All right, so I just gave you 4 of them. But alignment, I guarantee, is always number one. All right, and so we got the alignment issue, we got the right side high instead of in the master setup position, and then we have the head down too long, and then good old too wide a stance. Okay? Hopefully this will find that answer, Ross, that you're looking for, and any of you folks out there that do have that problem not getting to your front side. And check on all of these 4 things. It could be 1 or 2, or it could be who knows, all of them. But either way, I got 4 good shots to look at so that you can start making a good swing and shifting your weight to get to that T finish so you can hit the ball more solid straight and shoot those lower scores. That's it for the search for today, and I'll be talking with you all again soon.